Good morning, students. My name is Mr. Wood, and I'm from Southport, near Liverpool, in England. The pandemic has shut down your plans to hold a British festival at the school, but your headmaster has determined to continue it with an online event, and he has asked me, because I speak a bit differently, to tell you about my homeland. British refers to one of the two islands of the northern coast off the northern coast of Europe, consisting of England, Scotland and Wales. I am from England. The English language, of course, originated in England and is now used widely throughout the world, even though there are many different accents. We say many of the same prayers in our churches that you memorize in chapel. In fact, many of these prayers originated from the English prayer book called the Book of Common Prayer. While England is only about half the size of California, in years gone by the British Empire spread Christianity throughout the entire world, from this tiny island, using only sailing ships on the seas and travelling on land by foot and horseback. There were no planes, no trucks, no cars, no motorized vehicles of any kind. The saying that the empire on which the sun never sets has been used to explain the vastness of the British Empire. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, the British Empire acquired and controlled more and more territories until it became the biggest empire in history. There were British colonies in Africa, Asia, India, Europe, America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and numerous islands across the globe. Historians calculated that roughly 25% of the world's landmass and 20% of the world's population was controlled by the British. The empire on which the sun never sets was so extensive that it was always daylight in one of the territories. Over 400 years ago, Sir Francis Drake sailed from England to San Francisco Bay to claim the land for Queen Elizabeth I, predating the American colonies on the East Coast, like Jamestown in Virginia. If you go to Golden Gate Park in San Francisco today, you can find the Prayer Book Cross, situated on one of the highest points in the park. It is surrounded by trees, so it is rather difficult to find. It was a tribute to the first English language sermon and use of the Book of Common Prayer in America. The cross is one of the tallest in the city, measuring nearly 60 feet tall. Erected in 1894, millions of people have come to see this gift from the Church of England. The King James Bible, used by the Anglican Christians today, also came from Britain in the 17th century. Britain has been a monarchy ruled by a king or queen for over 1,000 years, during which time it gave many great works to the world. Among the most important is the King James Bible, which became a driving force in shaping the English-speaking world. Although ruled by a king or queen, Britain developed some democratic principles as far back as 1215. When then King John was persuaded to sign the Magna Carta, which gave many of the rights we know today to the people he governed, and on which many countries have since based their laws, including the American Constitution. Interestingly, the pandemic we are shut down for now is not the first that the world has endured. At the time of the writing of the King James Bible, Britain was suffering the Great Plague, which had been tormenting Europe for many years, and as a result of which many of the health benefits we enjoy today, such as hospitals, physicians, nurses, running water, improved sanitation, etc., were developed, a clear sign of God's providence in bringing much that is good out of very bad events. April 23rd is St. George's Day, the day that you are celebrating. St. George is the patron saint of England. Legend has it that he slew a fierce dragon that was terrorizing the city and saved the princess who was going to be sacrificed to the dragon. History tells us of a brave Christian soldier who was put to death for his faith. I hope you are all enjoying a little taste of Britain during your time learning at home. You will certainly enjoy learning more about the history of Britain and Europe, and hopefully one day we'll be able to explore the many very interesting sites when you personally visit them. God bless you all and grant you peace and patience during these difficult